On behalf of the Endowment's Board of Directors, I too want to thank you for joining us this evening. Over the years, we have been honored to recognize the special contributions of men and women here and abroad who personify the commitment to freedom, democracy, and human rights that are at the heart of our work. There are times when our award recipients represent the celebratory side of the democracy story. But tonight we are reminded of a different side of the story, the hard reality that the democratic struggle continues in far too many places. Our partners worldwide are united in a shared mission, the pursuit of a more peaceful, prosperous, and humane world. Our work is grounded in deep and abiding relationships with them. As Madeleine Albright often said, we are optimists, but optimists who worry a lot. And it was Madeleine's good friend Václav Havel who once explained the difference between hope and optimism. Hope, he said, is not the conviction that something will turn out well, but the certainty that something makes sense regardless of how it turns out. In this regard, we are in the hope and optimism business. Now, there are those here at home who may argue that the shortcomings of our own democracy make us ill-suited to advance this cause overseas. And dictators have predictably pointed to our flaws to stoke anti-American sentiment and to further arrogate power to themselves. But the late Fred Hyatt of the Washington Post reminded us 20 years ago that if you were to ask the dissidents and human rights champions in isolated prison cells and frozen work camps, if you could ask the elected leader of Burma who is still under house arrest, or the peasants who are being chased from their villages in Western Sudan, or the Democrats being squashed in Hong Kong by the communists in Beijing, if you could ask any of them, you might get a different answer. They might tell you that the United States has never been perfect, has never done enough, has never been free of hypocrisy, but also that if America cannot take up their cause, no one will, end quote. The United States Congress is a very special institution for these Democrats. It has often provided them with their first recognition and sustained international support for their struggle. And it was 41 years ago that the Congress had laid the legislative foundation for the NED and our 4 affiliated institutes. The congressional leaders who we honor tonight, Leader McConnell and Speaker Pelosi, have helped ensure continued bipartisan support for our mission and our work. We are indebted to them, as are our partners in every region of the world. I am proud to serve with a board of directors that is deeply committed to this institution and to its mission. We are fortunate to benefit from a dedicated staff under the gifted leadership of Damon Wilson. I would like to recognize NED board members who are with us tonight, along with ex officio members, and ask them to please stand. Joaquin Castro, Steve Began, Dan Freed, Peter Roskam, Rachel Kleinfeld, Scott Carpenter, David Skaggs, Juan Zarate, Kelly Curry, Stuart Applebaum, Mark Plattner, Elisa Ayers, and Jane Kurtzman. And I would ask former board members to stand with them and be recognized as well. That includes you, Barry Jackson, wherever you are. I want to acknowledge 2 chairmen of the NED affiliated institutes who are here tonight. Senator Tom Daschle, Chairman of the National Democratic Institute. My home for over 30 years. And Greg Lebedev, Chairman of the Center for International Private Enterprise. Finally, I want to mention two special initiatives that deserve your attention and support. Not surprisingly, as authoritarian regimes have surged in recent years, so has the community of democracy activists that have been forced into exile. They receive critical assistance from the Gershman Fund for Democracy Activists at Risk. Named after NED's founding president, Carl Gershman, the fund provides emergency support from relocation costs to legal and medical aid, often in partnership with universities and other institutions at home and abroad. Our support enables them to continue to carry out their advocacy work in their home countries. Carl, this is also a tribute to your legacy at the endowment. I would ask you to join this effort by using the QR code inside the back cover of your program. Your contribution is deeply appreciated. The second initiative is the 12th Global Assembly of the World Movement for Democracy, to be held in South Africa this November. Every 2 years, the Assembly brings together hundreds of democratic leaders and activists from around the world who share ideas, experiences, and expertise. It is an extraordinary network led by Nobel laureate Maria Ressa. I hope there are those in this room who will support this gathering and join us in Johannesburg. Thank you very much.